Good evening. It's a real honor and a true pleasure to be here. I have to admit, I was very inspired by Sharon's speech just now, and I have to gather my thoughts. It was really, truly beautiful. You know, Laura and I, before we got here, we did our research, and we looked around, and we asked everyone, tell us about the Chicago Jewish community. Tell us about the Chicago Torah Network, you know, and everybody said they're the warmest of the warm. And that was a relief because, you know, I'm from Florida, and we were living in California, and warmth is very important to us. I find myself living in the coldest place I've ever lived, with the warmest people I've ever known. You know, I put a lot of thought into what can I share here, and a story came to mind. And the story is as follows. It happened a few weeks ago. We just had a Shabbos dinner, and everything that we have done, I attribute it all to the schus, to the merit of Rabbi Katz and Rabbi Deutsch. And it's really, I really do, because I couldn't believe it. You know, we've only been here for a few months, and we had a table full of 20-plus young professionals that we had met from all over the place. Many of them, this is their first Shabbos experience at all. And we had a beautiful Shabbos dinner, and one of many already. And afterwards, you know, they don't have to get up for Shacharis in the morning like we do. So the meals go late, and it took a lot of effort on both of our parts, I would say, especially my wife's part, and my supporting her and making that effort. And the meal ended, and it was way after midnight. And usually the way that it goes is I sit down at the table with a sefer as if I'm actually going to learn at this hour, and she's lying down on the couch with a kid trying to put him to sleep, and I look up and say, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah, okay." She says to me, "Are you okay?" "Yeah." And we both collapse. Well, this time, for some reason, she asked me a question. And she says to me, "You know, Josh, did we give them enough?" You know, and Laura has her wise, encouraging ways. And I have to think about it. Did we give them enough? Do you think we gave them enough? And so I started to think to myself, and I shared my thoughts with her, and I said as follows, you know, we just met these people. We met them, some of them, a few of them at their table, over a game of Flip Cup. Now, many of you may not have ever heard of Flip Cup, but I'll explain it to you. It's quite complex. It's basically a bar game, meaning people at a bar, and we go to lots of bars. And people ask, "What do you do?" I said, "We go to bars. That's where they are." So we go to bars. So we're at a Jewish social bar event and learning the games, and one of the games is Flip Cup. So Flip Cup is they have two lines, right? So two lines up of teams, and everybody's got to fill up their cup with a beer. And each one in the line, they drink their beer, and they flip it. And you have to flip it and get it to land on its head. And then the next guy goes, and everybody gets so excited. And I said to Laura, I said, we met these people over a game of Flip Cup. They just came to our Shabbos table. We made Kiddush. We made Hamotza. They washed their hands. They've never done that before. We spoke in Divrei Torah. We laughed. We rejoiced. Our children spoke in Torah. We sang Shalom Aleichem to welcome the angels, the Malachim, to our table, to welcome these angels to their lives. I think for our first Shabbos with them, I think we gave them enough. But it's a question that we ask, and it's a good question to ask. And I begin to think about what is the goal? What are we trying to accomplish? Where are we going? And I look, and I think the answer lies in something we say every day. Every day, when we begin and set the tone and establish our day of learning, the Torah study that we're going to do for that day, we make a bakasha, a request, in the middle of our bracha. And we say, Baha'arevna. We ask Hashem, God, please make your words of Torah sweet. Make them pleasant. And if I have to think about what we're trying to do at our Shabbos dinners in our home, at our Shabbos dinners downtown, at the events that we go to downtown, the events that we lead with Birthright and with Jewish Present Tense, with young, innovative professionals, with the music video we sent out with almost 1,000 views about Hanukkah, with the women's workshop beginning this week in Lakeview, registration closed, there was so much interest. With all the exciting things we're doing, I think that this is the goal. This is the effort, to make these words of Torah, to make our heritage, our precious heritage, sweet for us and sweet for them. You know, a year ago, when Laura and I decided that we had to move for our children's education's sake, we basically felt we're going to have to give up a little bit on what we're doing. We're going to have to give up a little bit on our efforts. You know, we're in the middle of the San Francisco Bay Area. That's about as far out as it gets. We had no idea that we were going to join giants. That we were going to join giants in their Torah knowledge, giants in their midos and their character traits, and giants in the field of outreach and sharing with the Jewish community. We are so thankful to be a part of such an amazing organization, to be a part of such amazing things happening in this community. We are so appreciative to Rabbi Deutsch and Rabbi Katz and their families and all of the CTN family here. We thank you for your support, and we look forward to working together to become giants like those who are here already.